And that has always been that way. Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines, 1,000 women, 1,000. And there was no
That's too much. That makes me tired just thinking about that. Anyway.
I know, right?
I'm gonna pause and welcome my brother Chris on to the show. He's a little late. It was my fault. Yes, sir. I can hear you fine.
Oh, what's up? What's up? I heard the Michigan story, well, the tail end of the Michigan story.
Yes, sir. I just brought that up just because we was talking about how cops obstruct evidence, had evidence, and all these, hangings and disappearances of Black people. And I just mentioned the Michigan thing because it just seems like that's the norm now. Like it's just, to have the evidence to protect their kind. It's starting to seem like that's the norm, even with a case as small as, well, that wasn't a small case, but, still, that's something that they didn't have to interject in. Like, was it that serious that they had?
But I think that story, like, I'm not. I followed it a little bit, but it seemed like that everyone was aware, including the wife. And I think that they just wanted him fired, so the story got leaked. Like everybody was aware what was happening. They just wanted to get rid of him, but they didn't want it to. I guess they didn't want like the racism charge, so that was a better exit strategy for the school.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, as we talking right now, I'm noticing that it's kind of universal with all of us on the call here, that when we hear about these articles that we having, immediately we don't trust the police. Immediately we it's a 6 for 6 that we don't trust the police, and again, that's from history, that's from our own experiences. I remember when we was in high school still, and we was riding around in Raymond Chevy. Y'all remember Raymond Baxter? Y'all know who that?
Yeah.
It was 4 of us, 5 of us sitting there, and we had Josh in there, and they pulled us over right in Etna, right on Clay, right when you get ready to cross and get out of Etna. They pulled us.
I know how this go already.
pulled all of us out. You know what I'm saying? Put our hands on the dash. No charges or nothing like that. But when they got to Josh, they said, "Oh man, you're the odd man out, aren't you?" It's like, wow, It's like they were noticeably like they got this. There's a whole bunch of Black men, and then they got this one white guy. They got this token white guy with them, and they just had to call it out. So it's like, man, has it ever been any different when it comes to us? When we see justice served, we're thrilled, we're fired up. When you see somebody actually take a charge, even though I believe Derek Chauvin, the guy who had his knee on George Floyd, he only got like 10 years, 15 years or something like that, like 10 years.
17, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that don't mean he's gonna serve all 17.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to speculate about if he was racist or not. Little known or unknown fact is that I actually had a run-in with him well before the George Floyd deal.
Wow.
I'm working as a chef, and I'm working at this place called Walker Place. Those that know me well know that I produce music as well. At that point, I was entertaining a guy who was one of my cooks. It was her nephew or something. We met behind the building just to listen to some CDs, listen to some beats, and I saw a cop car like slowly go past us. And I was in the back seat because he had one of his cousins with him. And I was like, "Hey man, let me ask you something real quick. This is just from me being trained the way that I am. You got any weapons in the car?" "Nah." I was like, "You got any contraband, anything that, you know what I'm saying, weed, whatever, let me know. Because I'm in the backseat of this car, and whatever ride we about to take, we got to be careful of." I was like, "He going to go down to that stop sign. He going to hit his lights, and he going to turn around and come up behind." They for sure shit did that. Long story short, man, we were done in a horrible way. I got on a chef uniform, but it was unbelievable that I was actually at work to them. It ended with me being in handcuffs in the back of a car with shit being talked to me about. Well, and I made the cop actually have to tell me what was going on. We got a call for possible narcotics being served. Me taking my CD book to that Black man's car and sitting there listening to music. That's what a neighbor saw that and just was like, "Oh, He's selling drugs.
If a
So
neighbor,
they did us badly.
if a neighbor actually saw you, or was it
Right.
just riding down the
Him
street?
just saying
saw
that
y'all
a
out
neighbor
there
said
decided,
That's a good point.
It was a white guy that had a problem every time that a person of color went past there. And I had an accurate MDX factory speakers up in there. I go past bumping my tunes on the way to work feeling good. He had to go to my job and go complain about the fact that my music is too loud when I'm driving past. It was that dude. I almost believe he was an ex-cop. He was one of the people that's like, this is my neighborhood and I control what goes on type dudes.
I know about that.
Yeah. I'm all and taking pride in your neighborhood and all that, but you can do too much at times. Just saying.
Absolutely.